Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway Adventures, Season 5, Episode 5. Home is where the shed is. It was a busy day on the island of Sodor. Rebecca and Henry were struggling with the goods work since it had become summer. Since summer was ending, that means more and more goods were coming to the island. So sometimes Rebecca and Henry would have to double head the trains because they were so heavy. So Sir Thomas thought he might have to put in the passenger fees. The passengers were drying up quicker than expected. The passengers were starting to come more and more, so that way they wouldn't miss their summer on Sodor and miss the chance of having a good summer. Thomas was called to take a goods train had to take a goods train to Brenham Docks. But then he saw Nia. Thomas was taking a goods train. Since Henry and Rebecca had to pull the express, and Henry had to pull the fly kipper, Thomas and Nia were double heading a goods train to Brenham Docks. Thomas and Nia had to take a goods train to Brenham Docks, and they were double heading it. Since Henry was busy somewhere else and Rebecca was pulling the express. Soon, Thomas was puffing into Brenham Docks with the goods train. When he was flagged down. Sorry, Thomas. You can't go in there at the moment. They're unloading a surprise. A surprise? Yes. Can you tell us what the surprise is? Sadly, I cannot. But Thomas saw two engines puff away and a whistle that sounded familiar and a whistle that didn't sound familiar. Okay, Thomas, you're clear to go. When he got there, he saw Salty and Porter were asleep. Salty, Porter, Cranky, Big Mickey. What was that thing you guys were unloading? Sorry, Thomas, we can't say. It's a surprise for you engines, but we can't say nothing about it because it's a secret. Fine. That night, Thomas returned to the shed. Guys, guess what? I saw Tom, Cranky and Big Mickey unloading something, two engines, and they were both black. Like black painted. Preposterous, Thomas. Wait, no, you don't even know what it's about, but true. And it looked like two big black tanker engines with red wheels. It could be Hiro and Tadashi. Preposterous, Thomas. Tadashi had boiler, right? And Hiro had to go back to his. They both had to go back to their old controller to help out on the railway. I know, but it could be true. I know. The next day, Gordon was pulling the express as usual. He was passing. He was going on the other side of his hill, raced down at speed, then he was signaling down, applied his brakes, and stopped. There. Two engines raced by. Holy cow, who's that? He heard a familiar whistle. He heard an unfamiliar whistle, but he didn't know who it was. Late that night at the sheds, Gordon told the other engines Gordon, you did see Hiro and Tadashi. I never saw them. It probably was just my imagination playing tricks on me. Oh. Engines, I want you all to meet me at Knapford Station. I want you all to be here tomorrow morning. We're already gonna be here, sir. I know. This tomorrow afternoon, I want you all, every engine, be here. Yes, sir. That includes you two, me and Rebecca. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. And then, once the celebration's over, then you all can go back to your jobs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Soon, all the engines and all the guests were at Tinmouth Sheds. We're at Tinmouth Station. And the timetable will have to be cleared because that's when the special is coming in. Surprise is coming in. So all the engines and all the guests were at Tinmouth Station. Most of the engines had to do the other engines' work, which means that some of the engines had to stay behind. So yeah. Even Spencer was given the day off. Spencer was waiting in some areas were even parked by Gordon's Hill, and huge speakers were put up so Sir Tom Hack could make the announcement to parts of the island where not parts of the area of Tinmouth where they just couldn't hear him. Ladies and gentlemen, engines and just engines, we have gathered here today to celebrate a return of two engines that have not been seen or heard from in some time. Last time we saw them was back a few months ago, a few years ago. Engines number 51. Welcome, please welcome the return of engine number 51 and an unnumbered engine, Hiro and Tadashi. See, I knew it, said Thomas. Hiro, it's so good to see you again. Of course, Thomas, my friend. It's so good to see you again, too. Same here, said Tadashi. Sir, we knew this was going to happen. How? Because I saw him cranking unload two tender engines, and I overheard, and Gordon said he saw one of them in the on his way to Nafford. I never saw anything. It was just my imagination. Believe it or what? Deny it or what, Gordon? Yes, Thomas. The engines you saw at Burnham Docks were Hiro and Tadashi. And Gordon, the engine that you saw in the tunnel was Tadashi. But it can't be. I heard a different whistle. Did the whistle sound like anything like this, Gordon? Did the whistle sound anything like this, Gordon? That's the whistle. Yes, I brought Tadashi back for a trial run. And I brought Hiro shortly after. Engines, welcome back, Hiro and Tadashi. Soon Hiro and Tadashi caught up with their old friend. Hiro and Tadashi soon made new friends. They caught up with old ones and made new ones. The day was had by all of the engines. And the engines were happy to have Hiro and Tadashi back on the island.